ever realize in a funeral, people they blame God instead of blaming themselves, irrespective of whatever source that have caused that death. You will realize that some people they can blame God some other times. I assume and I know we are not the same. It's not all people who will blame God. Some people they can blame other people among themselves. But sometimes it's a challenge when people they believe that death it's something that is having to do with a living God. You know, people they have a confidence about heaven in a way that they don't even realize when they are wrong. Just imagine thinking to go to heaven after death, and then even in that form, people will think and believe that maybe it was the time, maybe this is the time God has decided to take this person. If that person, if the deceased left people behind crying for him or for her, how can we think and try to connect that to God? If we believe God is the one who took that person to the heaven, but still we are crying for that person, it doesn't make a sense. If people believe that, the only way to go to heaven is to die, then why people are crying for their deceased or for their loved one? That is something that people are not even trying to analyze them. You see, people have lack of information, people have lack of time. People they don't have time for two things: observation and analysis. That leave people as stranded. You will hear some people will say, this is the will of God. But they are crying. If we love God and we observe His will, our heart cannot cry and feel the bigger pain. You know, some people they have even permanent pain in their heart because of their loved one who left them. So if they believe those people are in heaven, they can't be shameful and sorrowful and crying. So even some people, due to some tribulation and war in the world, some people they will blame God. They will say, where is God? Why He is not acting now? People are dying. But if people have that belief, I'm telling you, that is the sign that people they don't have any gratification and gratitude. So be careful what you believe. Practice two things. Sometimes spiritual. Practice two things: observation and analysis. I think people they need time to sit down and try to focus to the nature and try to realize how good is God. Try to realize the creation that God has done, the creation that God has created, the creation that God has created. That will tell us something different. But either way, this is the belief of individuals. I don't paste other people's ideas to you, but I think people need to sit down and try to help their children in a way that their children can have a different side of information about life, about things. Otherwise, we are losing our children. Otherwise, that is why people will see. I don't. People will say, or some even they will try to think there is no use to pray, to believe in God. So I think sometimes the problem are people. People are the problem themselves. Even though it's not everyone who is a problem. But imagine, sometimes you can have a problem with your neighbor. Where is that problem? Does it come from God? No, your neighbor. So, in a sense of human mind, I think people need to be instructed about a proper mindset, because this is killing many people. Because what we need to realize is the value of life, the value of the hand of God. Respect that hand who created heaven and earth, who created the nature for us. But I think this is the time we need to sit down and prioritize the facts about life, face the reality, and try to analyze even ourselves. Then we can see if something is wrong. Imagine people, they can have a belief of long term, growing, believing that God can be a source of death. So this is the time. I don't think we need to wait any longer than now.